Hey everybody, welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon
and me, Banshee. And no special guest star coronavirus because we're negative.
Yeah,
Yay!
we're negative. We both tested negative as of yesterday. Today was astonishingly interesting. Today I woke up before 6 o'clock. I was out the door by 6:20 on my way to Kroger's, went shopping. I'm like normal. Well, sort of.
Do you like the little squishmallow? Mr. O bought this for me today, this little kitty squishmallow.
Let's go Krogerine, Krogerine. Even Sonny likes it.
Sonny's not sure if it's his competition or not.
Thank you. It's very great to hear. Yep. But no, even, for the last few days when we knew we were negative, I think since Tuesday maybe.
Well, Tuesday we
still
were
kind of sluggish,
very faint, and it was Wednesday when we tested negative. You had a slightly deeper line than mine, but it was very slight. Both of us were so close, it was like we thought, yeah, Wednesday will be it. Oh, wait, that was Monday, wasn't it? Tuesday we decided not to test.
Right.
And then Wednesday we tested. That's what it was. Okay, the brain is still a little foggy, little bit. So it'll come back in time, we hope.
But it's great to be back and feeling much, much better.
Hi, Addison. I see you have joined us. Welcome.
Thank you.
And all Sonny's taking care of my list for me, I see. I was going to say something. Now I forgot.
There'll be good days and there'll be bad days.
It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day. Gosh, what was it going to be? I forget. Well, anyway. Oh, my goodness. On with the show.
Yeah.
So what are we going to do for the card for the collective? Any idea?
It's up to you, isn't it?
I know. I brought out my Crow Tarot for today. I also have, by request, Violet wanted me to have the Shaman Dream on hand. So I have the Shaman Dream Oracle with me for later if anybody wants an oracle.
I got some cards
read.
over there. I mean, I got things I could just grab as an oracle real quick.
No, you can't.
All right.
That's right. You can't. But you know what, Mr. O? I'm going to let you shuffle today.
The honor is all mine.
I know. I know. So we have been just having some really gloomy cards of the day lately.
Yeah.
This has been a real epic week. Stay tuned for tomorrow's card. Well, I will say overall the theme is a little better, but let's just say it's our 5th major arcana out of 7 this week. This has been an epic week for card pulls. That's for sure. Boy, they added cards to this deck, MJ Coulinane, and this is the Urban Crow Tarot deck. And I can't shuffle them anymore.
Set, right?
Yes. It includes the expansion set.
I thought expansion sets were just for fantasy board games.
I know. Now they're for tarot cards too? Wait a minute. Or oracles? I don't know about this. Not a trend I would like. But I'm sure they're probably repackaging it as a whole set. She just did that for the people who bought them from her webpage.
We were wondering that ourselves, Addison. Good call.
Wondering what?
What you just said.
I'm trying. I was triggered big time on my birthday.
No, it was the one above that. I guess it moved really quick, didn't it? Where did it go? It was there a moment ago. Oh, that was you. You're right. Sorry. Whoops. Lovely deck.
So you only cut them twice. Okay.
Well, I only had room to cut them twice.
All right. Well, you should have moved those. Hey, and speaking of which, let's get on the same page, Mr. O, because guess what? We have teamwork. Sonny, you are not in a good spot if you haven't figured it out. Oh, my goodness sakes.
Do you think I need a little more light there?
It does look pretty dark.
I know. I'm going to try to
Fix that while I pull up the card. Okay, teamwork. Crows have mastered teamwork. Mobbing is one example of how crows work together on a common goal. When an intruder or predator enters their territory, the birds jump into orchestrated action. Each member of the group holds an advantageous position in fighting off the threat. Call upon your team, your family, or friends to assist you when facing a challenge that requires more than you can comfortably handle. Teamwork strengthens bonds, creates positive memories, and reinforces an awareness that you are not alone. You don't have to always do it all yourselves. Enlist your family, your friends, whoever to help you with whatever you need help with. Need protection? Call out the cavalry. Need some help? Get your friends or your family to support you. And especially at work, you got a problem, call on the team to help. That's a beautiful card, really. I like that one. Nice and colorful. And that's what we have for the collective today. All right.
All right, so I'm going to grab Libra's reading and mention, by the way, that I have my Uncommon Tarot. It's uncommonly delicious. I also have the Tarot of the Northern Shadows. And I have the Nefertiri Tarot, that shiny, sparkly one.
So did you just shake yours up today, or are they not posted today?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know how you asked me for my decks in advance and you have them posted?
Well, mine aren't either because I just didn't have time to do it.
Oh, okay. I'm using the same decks I used last time, so I'll introduce them as I go. All right. Libra is up.
All right, so Libra asks what's coming towards them.
All right.
So I'm going to use the Uncommon Tarot.
Are you comfortable? That's good. Are you comfortable taking all my space, Sonny? That's good. All right. Give him a kiss.
First we have the upright Ace of Swords. And then there's a Three of Swords.
Ooh.
With that big old heart up there. And then a Queen of Swords. I wonder if there's a tail here.
Wow, it's all swords
All
for
swords.
you, Libra. They're not all bad. Clearly, the Three of Swords is not a happy card. So what does this mean? I think that, maybe...
I think there's challengers. I think there's stressors. These are things that maybe you're aware of that you can't quite get away in some ways because maybe you're trying to be the proponent of them. The Ace of Swords says maybe you're trying to start some projects or some projects are coming towards you. But it could be about, what you're doing in an emotional area where maybe you're either working towards finishing something, breaking apart from something, and maybe there's a sense of some gloom there or some sorrow. You may be moving away from somebody that you care about, but maybe it's a situation you need to escape. The Queen of Swords is suggesting that this is something you really have to master. You sort of have to pull up your big person whatevers and kind of deal with it, because in the beginning of it just sort of seems like it's just a movement you have to kind of take, a challenge or a project or thing you have to get involved in.
Well, Libra, I see a little bit of a more positive sign here. I feel here, oftentimes the Ace of Swords...
You would be that way.
You betcha. Well, swords
I'm
are
kidding.
challenging cards. Make no mistake about it. There are challenges. But I feel here the Ace of Swords indicates to me that you might be about to make a breakthrough through the challenges that you face. And it may have to do with something that has brought you some pain or emotional hurt. You're finally breaking through this. I can't help but think with the two cards surrounding this Three of Swords that, the odds are against the Three of Swords or the sorrow taking hold on you. It's almost as if you're breaking through now something that has been making you feel bad, maybe heartsick in some way. And the Queen of Swords is saying this is time. This is time to make a move. This is a breakthrough moment where finally you're seeing either the light of a particular situation. You might be viewing it in a better light now so you can move forward. Or, you've really given this a lot of thought and have processed this thing like processed cheese. You've processed it to death, and it is time now for you to make a decision based on this breakthrough and move through this. It's time to let the pain go. Even though the Three of Swords is upright, I feel like here it's outnumbered. It's outnumbered by these positive cards.
So now you're stealing my funny lines too, the processed cheese?
Yes, I stole his line. You bet.
Sad. But I would say that maybe the idea of the challenge, as you put it, or the breakthrough is the challenge. Maybe breaking through is the challenge.
It could be. I'm not going to rule that out, but I have a feeling you're going to make a decisive move in that regard to better conditions.
Yep. So now we're going to look at the Lenormand.
One of my cards is torn already? How could that have happened?
Where?
Well, there's something there. I saw it. You'll see it when you shuffle. Yeah. How'd that happen? Wow.
I don't know. It's not even one that I've drawn.
All right. Well, another new deck. Shoot. Because I like this one. Oh, you pulled it.
It was on the bottom.
Okay. So what do you got?
So there's the bouquet, followed by the chipped horseman.
So it's the writer. The writer's got a little flaw. We're going to have to fix that. So I feel here, there's going to be news that's going to bring you great joy. This may be involving the breakthrough in some way. Some news that you're going to receive is going to give you great joy.
Right. The writer is about news. So I felt, either the challenge, the breakthrough, leading the way kind of thing. That's what this is talking about, is that as you work your way through this challenge, maybe that involves a separation or a parting with, emotional emphasis, this is a gift in a way too. It's its own gift. I mean, maybe there's a gift coming out of that. Maybe the idea that there's a relief of pressure or tension attached to those feelings. But I think too that maybe just the idea that this was a challenge, it was something you needed to do, and that itself is that gift maybe. All right.
That's what we have for you. We're going to retire that deck, I think, and we'll just use one today. Hopefully it will stay in one piece. Hey, I'll take those.
And you'll take those.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so who's next? Sally T.
Maybe a little piece of tape wouldn't hurt it. I'll give it a try. All right. Sally T is up. Yes, indeed. That'll be my deck. I don't know what I did with the box. I don't have the box. All right, we'll put it there. Do my coworkers see me as a threat at work? You're an Aries. Hey. Woohoo! We Aries, we can appear a little bit intimidating to some.
So if I asked that question, I would say, no, your coworker is the threat.
Okay. So let's do 3 cards and see what your coworkers are thinking here.
Team Aries. You can run, but you can't get off the team.
Team Aries. Woohoo! Well, I don't know how many Scorpios we have in the room here, but I know we have water. So maybe you can just pull together Team Water, Mr. O.
We're all wet. Aries Moon. Yay.
Yay, Libra. You're in.
I'm a hot mud puddle.
Okay. Well, we've got the High Priestess reversed. We've got the Ten of Wands upright. We got the Chariot reversed. So this is about whether they consider you a threat. Do they feel as though they have more of a, it's possible maybe they feel as though they have more of a, more to prove to people? That they're carrying their weight with you around? Are you outperforming them, perhaps, Aries? Do they feel as though, they feel kind of, what do I want to say here? They're really kind of cloudy a little bit about how they feel about you. They may feel a little bit threatened in the fact that they may feel like they have to either take on more tasks to keep up with you or something like that. And maybe they feel they are underperforming because the Chariot's reversed here as well. What do you think about that, Mr. O?
Well, I was almost wondering if maybe there was a sense that there's something passive-aggressive going on. I don't know if that would be their interpretation of you, like they look at you as a passive-aggressive, or maybe this is their countenance as a collective or a mindset. And I say that because, of course, the Ten of Wands sort of is this hardworking thing, and then the Chariot is this like, I don't care, I don't know. The High Priestess itself can be a little bit passive-aggressive because there is an active phase to it, but there's also this sort of subconscious or subliminal kind of phase. So I'm wondering if maybe they just sort of feel like they're not exactly in tune,
right?
Okay, with you, and so maybe this causes some of those feelings. So some of this could just be that they haven't really felt they've been able to understand you, or that they just don't really understand you because either they don't want to or they're not really trying.
Well, or they just can't figure you out. You know, the High Priestess is reversed here. They're kind of, their judgment or their intuition is off. And so I feel here they haven't been able to figure it out, and they feel like they either have to overperform or they're not doing enough, and they worry about that.
Are you gonna jump over?
Wow.
Sure. You have but to ask the question. But
get over here. Over
you
here.
had to do that just so you can walk back over there?
You stay there. Now you're relegated to the side. See what you did?
Well, at least
there.
you didn't knock anything over. I had my thoughts so.
So let me grab the Lenormand and do them this time, and let's see what we get. Let's see what this can add. I think here it's nothing really serious. It just may be they misunderstand something.
They could misunderstand you. They could also maybe feel you are passive aggressive, or that you put burdens on them, or you bring hardships, but you also sort of back off easy.
Or do I have to say that maybe they feel they're doing more than you are and that you're not doing your fair share? I mean, that's a possibility. These two cards are kind of a little bit in conflict with each other here.
And of course, I don't think that that's you, but I think that there is something going on there with their perceptions of you, and or how it translates to the workplace.
Oh, okay. Hey, interesting. We got the clock tower, which is the workplace.
Yeah, that's the workplace.
And then we have the ghost ship, which is a move. So I wonder here, Sally, if somebody isn't going to be moving on. Is there anybody leaving? Anybody thinking of moving? It looks like or either that, or there might be some shifting or moving around of people, if that's possible. I don't know how small your workplace is or big, but is it possible that other people could be reassigned? It kind of looks like there's some kind of movement going on at the workplace.
Well, in relation to the question, it could be that this could be the way the situation resolves itself.
Maybe.
That if you're not the boss, or if you are the boss, or depending on the influences of the various teammates here, somebody could suggest to the right person they'd like to move in a different capacity, they'd like to be in a different capacity. So I'm just wondering if this sort of foretells the idea that maybe, as Banshee says, some shifting around might provide a little bit of peace in this situation.
Oh, you're the new employee.
I had a feeling you're going to say that. Ooh.
Yeah,
well, so they mostly, I think, want you to kind of, meet their challenge. Maybe there's a status quo or whatever the click, and you haven't really passed their click standards yet. Something like that. Something petty, maybe. The ghost ship still does talk about maybe, there is a sense of movement here.
I don't see anything super serious here, but what I do think is that there might be, some time to figure everything out, how everything fits together.
I see.
And maybe this is about workload and work sharing and trying to make sure everybody's on the same page. because like I said, these are very disparate energies here. But I feel if there is anything going on at all, as far as you as a threat, it might be that maybe people feel like now you're going to make them have to rise up a little bit higher with what they do.
Right, so it's usually, the feeling that you could be disrupting a status quo. That itself could be the idea behind the ship at the tower at work, the idea that, there's a little bit disruption of the status quo. And that maybe, they're jealous a little bit too, referring to kind of, some of this out there.
If you're really new, some of this may just dissipate. And if you think you're still having some issues, ask the question again in a couple weeks and see how the energies might change. So, just might be early yet and people are still feeling each other out, etc. So good luck with that.
Oi.
So you did. Ah.
Were there numerous complaints about that person, I hope?
Yeah, I think so.
Good. So, yeah. Sadly, in my last workplace before my retirement, I was kind of bullied or treated differently for years.
Well, if there's numerous complaints, maybe that person's the one that's going to be moving on. Is possible.
That would be nice. That would be a good way to resolve that.
So, see what happens. Yeah, keep us posted.
Workplaces can be toxic. Mine was literally declared that by the psychologist that handled the case.
Yep. All right. Welcome. Hey, Susie, you are up.
Hope so. I hope it works out for you, Sally.
Good luck.
All right, so Susie is probably typing her question. I'm going to pick my Nefertari. I know, it sucks. I'm really glad that I made it to retirement and got my pension and the stuff I was guaranteed. And now I'm working part-time at another place, and I don't have to get involved in any of the politics. I just do the low person on the totem pole work, and I'm happy. You're welcome.
You're welcome, Sally.
Yeah, we would like to know. Thank you.
This actually was a day where we really felt close to full strength again. I have to admit I'm a little tired after doing the work I did today, but
the day
to
was
be able
better.
to do something around the house, my goodness, it was really nice.
Susie, did we already have a question from you? I don't remember. So just go ahead and type it in again, or maybe Violet knows if there was a question.
I don't see one. Oh, wait.
There we are. You did type that earlier. I remember now. What does Alika, the Cancer, feel about the Scorpio?
Let me see it. Okay.
That the Scorpio is very sexy.
Scorpio.
You know it's true. Thanks, Vi.
Hey, Angel. Good to see you. Good
Hi,
evening
Angel.
to you.
I used to make announcements at the last place I worked at. We had a PA system, and certain people were supposed to make announcements, but they didn't like to. They always said, "Oh, I like your voice."
Got it on time for the sexy Scorpio.
That's right. Woo, too hot.
Too hot to handle. Woo, is it hot in here, or is it just Mr. O?
I do believe I'm having the vapors. Where's my fainting couch? Well, I guess you can tell I'm about back to normal because I'm being a little goofy. Okay.
I don't know if that ever changes, so.
That's true.
I can't decide, Mr. O.
All right, so the first one, Susie, is the reversed Hierophant.
Oh. That came up as a card of the day this week for us.
I know.
That's okay.
And then it's followed by the reverse Nine of Wands. And then the reversed Eight of Wands. Well, this was basically about how the Cancer feels about the Scorpio. I guess they're seeing them as maybe, kind of unconventional, kind of free-spirited in some respects, but maybe they take their time with certain things, or that they have no energy to apply to things. So it could just be that they're kind of a lazy idealist. Scorpio? No, that can't be true. And then the Nine of Wands reversed. Maybe they don't feel that they're willing to fight for something, whether it's their part in this relationship or there's something too laid back. I mean, some of these things really scream almost, when you put them together, laid back personality, or personality that doesn't show their feelings easily. There's just something that's sort of under the surface. That sounds like a Scorpio too.
So what does the Cancer think about the Scorpio? Definitely that they seem to be very freewheeling and unconventional. That can be a good thing. That can be a bad thing, depending on how you look at it. And so I wonder here if that indicates that they're concerned that, is this something too challenging for them? Do they feel like maybe they feel challenged by this in some way, and not in a way that they really want to explore it more? They're more ready to give up on it because they're not sure they can appreciate that. And we have the Eight of Wands here, and maybe I'm trying to think here, maybe the Eight of Wands is worried that the Scorpio is just spreading themselves. Well, with this Cancer, think about the Scorpio. Maybe the Cancer thinks the Scorpio is spreading themselves too thin. That they're maybe doing so many things, maybe a lot of unorthodox things, whether it's in relationships or in how they do their work, whatever the case may be, some of their attitudes and beliefs, that they're wondering if maybe they're just too all over the map for them.
It's like squandering their energy or their focus.
In a way. And so, I don't know. I think that they're kind of mixed on their feelings. They're not really sure if they can handle the Scorpio.
Some people are drawn to the bad boy, I mean, and usually that means that, there's some situations within themselves that maybe need some work. When we're overly attracted to people that aren't able to help us with our best interest, or able to accentuate our best qualities, that could represent our own shadow issues that we're still trying to figure out. Why am I attracted to somebody who doesn't really like me but just is exciting? And I'm not saying that's what the Scorpio person is. Maybe. Okay, so I'm going to do the Lenormand.
Okay, all right. Have you babbled enough?
No, I've never babbled enough. You ought to know that. What, are you that?
Well,
Ooh.
I'll keep that in mind.
So, the first one is the Ball and Chain.
Which is the anchor in this deck, by the way. Right?
Scorpios don't like...
What number is that? 36?
Yeah, Scorpios don't like Ball and Chain.
And what's that vampire, Mr. O?
The vampire is... I forget.
The snake.
The snake. So, well, are you anchoring yourself to a snake? Don't do that.
Well, I wonder here if the Cancer feels that the Scorpio is a bit sneaky. And The ball and chain indicates to me that, it's the anchor. It's kind of like, do you feel this person is kind of set in their wandering ways, in their, and I'm speaking hypothetically. Does the Cancer feel that the Scorpio is kind of set to be this kind of, what am I trying to say here?
Well, maybe it's the resistance to being anchored.
You go ahead.
I'm just wondering if maybe, they see that free spirit and they realize this is a person that won't be anchored.
Yeah, but the snake is about deception. So how are you fitting that in?
Well, maybe they've been deceived that those other things are more true, the other qualities of the cards.
All right, I'm going to just say that I feel here that this person, the Cancer, might feel that the Scorpio has been kind of deceptive along the way, and they're concerned about this, that, that they may be set in their ways in being a deceptive individual. In other words, they like being a free spirit. Maybe they, try to pretend they're something that they're not so that they can continue the lifestyle that they want. And, it can be very draining to do that.
So maybe the Cancer will feel that this Scorpio person just is really not going to change, or at least in respect to them or their situation, and that maybe any ideas about the idea that they were possibly deceptive. Maybe they could even feel that maybe the Scorpio deceives themselves in some ways.
I hope this makes some sense to you. I do. This was a little more complicated, but I feel like this is kind of complicated feelings here. I feel like here somebody wants to be, the Scorpio probably or the Cancer feels the Scorpio wants to be a little bit more freewheeling than, maybe the Cancer would like. And also the fact that they just seem to be scattered all over the place. Maybe that's their feelings too, that they can't really tie themselves down to one person. I see where you get that from, but it's not from this. So,
okay.
Yeah, I see that.
Well, there is a bit of a stew here, in my opinion.
Yeah.
All right?
That's what we have for you today. I know it's a little bit convoluted, but I do feel like there's some questionable feelings here that the Cancer has for the Scorpio. 2 Shaman Oracle cards. You absolutely can.
Want to give a shout out to our moderator, Violator.
Violator!
Our moderator, Violator. Oh, what a Freudian slip that was. Oh, my goodness. I'm sorry.
What does he mean, Violet? Oh, my.
Don't send your husband after me. No. Oh, my goodness. That was so terrible. Violet is an awesome moderator.
I think he's just in a rhyming mood. Moderator, violator. He's rapping over here. That's so funny.
I am mortified. No, I'm a Scorpio. I just roll with it. Okay, no big deal.
No big deal.
I'm back.
That's right, Violet. No big deal, right?
Behave or Violet will be after you in the chat room. You don't want it.
Shuffle. And cut for me. 3 times, please. There's plenty of room now. Hope you're doing okay, Gina. I'm still got a little cough, but that's it. Oh, wow. Such a beautiful card. Guess what, Gina? You are dancing in the stars.
Sky Dancer. Surrender.
Sky Dancers. Liberation from attachment, surrender. When a sky dancer appears, she is inviting you to welcome the deepest power of the feminine in your life. You have already overanalyzed your situation to exhaustion. Now's the time to invite the sacred feminine, the wisdom within your heart, no matter your gender, to guide you to success. If you become earthbound, plotting and planning and praying for change, cease and desist. Break the habit of being yourself, of repeating the same behavior and hoping for a different outcome. Stop trying to figure it all out and stop overthinking it. Surrender. The Sky Dancers are heralding the arrival of a new relationship with yourself, in your work or in your love life. Do not assume that this person or opportunity will rescue you. The only way to liberation is to kiss the ground goodbye and take flight, to rise above the fray and the drama of the struggling, arguing mind. Dance in the sky and view the madness below. By simply witnessing the actors in the human comedy unfolding on the ground, hey, and there's plenty of that lately, really, you are transforming it. As you observe the drama, you unleash the power of the sacred feminine that allows for resolution. The Sky Dancers know the maps of heaven and the way to the holiest and most sacred spaces on earth. They come to help you with your current life and, even more important, to guide you to the realization of your own divinity. Rise above this, and realize that maybe you've been overthinking things too much. It's time to just let things happen, Let things happen. Don't overanalyze your situation to exhaustion.
Gina's all right. Gina's all right. Mr. O is a little weird. Surrender. Surrender.
And speaking, oh my gosh. Now, what did we just talk about?
I'm going to have to sing more?
Yeah, you might. Didn't we just talk about rising up above the drama? Am I right? Look at the bottom card.
Oh. Eyes of the ego rising above the fray.
This is about protection, inherent
Love
trust,
is a cheap trick.
and rising above the fray. The eye of the eagle offers you the gift of foresight, the skill of looking ahead to see the unfolding of destiny before it all manifests into reality. The eagle's extraordinary vision allows it to spot the tiny mouse from its lofty perspective as it flies thousands of feet into the atmosphere. In a similar fashion, you too can train your keen eye to discern the workings of humans. Eye of the eagle is an invitation to witness the good, the bad, the ugly, and the beautiful, yet react to nothing. Act only to further your noblest calling. The eagle flies above all creatures. When it meets obstacles, it simply rises above them. Know that you are protected. You can fly high above the judgment slings and the arrows and the darts of envy from others who may not have your great wings and are still arguing with the pigeons over crumbs. Trust that you are ready for whatever fortune has placed before you, even if you feel not yet properly equipped to meet its challenges. Your willingness to say yes to spirit has nothing to do with how well outfitted you are. Hesitating, on the other hand, will suck the air from under your wings and make you lose altitude. You are called now to trust your heart, your instincts, to move fearlessly and not waver. The time is right, and no harm can come your way if your motives are pure and you act courageously. So clearly, you can see above everything. You do not have to think everything to death. What you do need to do, though, is observe. Observe from that higher perspective. It's almost like, in a way, this combination of cards is like the Hanged Man a little bit.
Well, eagles are sky dancers.
That's true.
And 48 and 18 added together is 66.
Yeah.
I don't know what 66 means.
Well, it's 12 and 3.
Well, 66 is 10% of 666. So you are a little devil. Or that was another cheap trick.
Mr. O. It's beautiful. I love these
beautiful.
cards, and they did seem to fit together quite nicely. I mean, the one hand, it's saying surrender. Surrender your need to overthink and just observe. Really, just observe the scene below. And it looks as though, according to this card anyway, this may have something to do with some new opportunity or relationship that's coming your way. Like it said, whether it's relationship to the self, someone else, or, something. So, good luck with that, Gina. Awesome cards. Let's do the Lenormand. What about it? What about it?
Route 66.
Yes.
I watched some episodes. That was a very long time ago, but I do remember seeing a few episodes.
I'm sure I did, but do I remember them? What do you think?
No. I don't really either. The gate.
Which
That's
is the mountain. Very good, Mr. O.
Eagles fly over the mountainside. Blood moon.
I think you will have success in overcoming any blockages or obstacles you may be experiencing, particularly if you follow that advice and, just observe as opposed to overthink. There is success there for you. And hey, this could also mean that love conquers all obstacles.
Right. Exactly. And that may say that even if the going is hard, the reward at the end is what you're going for, really, and it's worth it.
That's what we have for you. Awesome, Gina. Hope you enjoyed that.
All right, Gina.
Oh, I'm so sad we are not with you right now, Gina.
Yeah, we would be there by now.
But we are with you here.
We would be broadcasting from your place.
No. There will be a time, I'm sure. All right.
Acel.
Acel is up. Hey, Acel, if you have not seen it yet, Mr. O has sent you the link to your free reading that you won from us. So be sure to check that out if you haven't.
Yeah, we sent you the link in Gmail. It's your own personal link. Only you can see it. It may happen in May. No, it will happen.
Oh, it will. It will. I swear it will. What is it? As God is my witness.
I will never eat potatoes again.
I will never get COVID again.
Please don't say that.
Okay.
And we're waiting for Acel. So in the meantime, I will mention that, of course, my show is on tomorrow. The Outlook on the Emotional Exchanges. I will pull one card for each element, the air, fire, water, earth, and then I'll pull one card for each sign of the zodiac. And it's all related to love and relationships, so check that out.
And let's not forget Material Mat. Oh, happy hour? Okay.
Well, that comes first.
Yes, it does come first. Let's all be happy on Saturday and join us for our happy hour show, where we give you a single card, positive message from Spirit. I have a new Lightseers Tarot on order. Although I think the other one is working fine too, so we will use one for private readings and one for our happy hour show.
And of course, Banshee's show, The Material Matters, is on Sunday, so check that out too. Get all your weekly tarot keys to success in business, education, and finance.
Yay!
And we're looking for Acel.
Hey, Acel, are you here? Or are you watching your reading now? we'll give us all another moment and then we'll move on. It was sad to hear about the Queen of England today, but of course, hey, she's lived an amazing, long life. Would that I could be 96 and doing work, any kind of work. So, kudos to her, and, we move on.
So what else is happening? Anything else?
No, we're doing public event this month at the end of the month, so it's a good thing we're healthy for that. Mm-hmm. We'll be at, what is it called? It's the
Detroit Pagan Pride Day. It's kind of a bazaar, it's an outdoor at a park, and lots of people come there to either read cards or sell their trinkets and soaps, and there's probably going to be some educational talks there, and maybe a fall equinox ritual.
Yes, with her beloved Philip, that's a good way of putting it. And, it's like that sometimes. It was really, when everybody was paying their respects to the Queen today, there, of course, came a respect from Jimmy Carter. And I had forgotten about Jimmy Carter, of course, but he's still there, and he's still kicking. And honestly, him and Rosalind, they're also just like, the Queen and Philip. So they're very tight and close like that, too.
Right. A number of the outer planets are all retrograde now, as we're on the eve of Mercury joining them. And somebody that I read their astrology says it's when the outer planets are all retrograde, it's not good.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, Estelle, type your question, please. Yeah, you're right. He is older than the Queen. They just amaze me. But they worry me, though, because I do think if one goes first, the other one might follow soon after. A lot of couples are like that. And you can't help but wonder if it were on the Queen that Philip had gone. And, she was feeling her time drawing near as well. Things like that just happen. I keep thinking of those cases with, hey, Estelle. Any messages from your guides? You got it. Did you check out your reading yet? If you haven't, we've sent you the link, so be sure to do that. Take your time. You can go back and refer to it whenever you want. It's a private link just between us and you.
I think I'm ready for a new pair of glasses.
I think we both are this year. Yep. Why are we always doing things together? Losing our vision together. Getting COVID together.
Does that mean you're going to sing a duet with me?
Becoming COVID negative together.
We're going to sing a duet now together.
So happy together.
That was bad.
We got through COVID together.
Well, that was like Carrie and her mom, what's her name? Catherine, or what I mean.
Oh.
Reynolds and Carrie. They died within a day or two of each other.
Debbie Reynolds and, yeah, I know
okay.
what you're talking about.
Sorry, the brain. So, and I can't even flick the camera. There we go. Okay, so message from the guides. 9 of Wands upright.
Carrie Fisher. Yep, thank you, Gina.
And then I couldn't remember the other's first name. Carrie Reynolds.
Carrie. All right.
Okay, next card. Wheel of Fortune reversed. And then, ooh, this happened. The moon reversed.
Okay.
Didn't that happen earlier?
It did. So I kind of feel here, Asel, your guides do have a message for you. It's basically to say that you may have a lot of plans and goals or wishes right now for things to happen or manifest something you were hoping for. But right now, it just seems as though the fate is against you at this point in time in moving forward. Now remember, the Wheel of Fortune is like a cycle. And so it goes down, it goes up, it goes down again. So right now it's on the downward side. So it's saying really, it might be even a good idea to postpone these plans for a while till conditions are more fortuitous. And I have a feeling, excuse me, that something will be revealed to you soon that will make you realize, yes, I have to put my plans on hold for a while.
I see it almost the same, but a little bit differently. I think spirit guides are saying, stand at the ready. That's the Nine of Wands. Stand at the ready. Be prepared, because things are maybe coming to a standstill for you in certain respects. The wheel has stopped turning in a beneficent manner. Maybe you need to stand and be prepared because some things are coming that you need to have an awareness for and an ability to stand for. And what it is, you will find out. It will probably be a little bit mysterious at first, but then you'll realize this is the message from the guy, that you need to be prepared for something that's maybe coming to your life, but it signals kind of like a slowing down or an impasse in a certain situation.
Right. I feel here that, well, the moon to me reversed is always about revelations. It's like mysteries being resolved. And so I feel here maybe this is also saying that even though things seem slow right now and there's no progress towards your goals, the guides are saying in time, things will clear up. Revelations will happen. You will realize that the times are starting to shift again, more in your favor.
Well, you may find out what are the things slowing you down. That's what you may find out, is how you can remove those blocks and maybe move ahead again. So now on to the Lenormand.
Well, you're very welcome, Estelle. I hope you do enjoy that reading.
Absolutely. And so you drew the Coffin and the Witch. The Witch is the stork? No.
Can I see the number?
11.
Oh, no. The 11 is the, not the whip.
Well, that's a broom.
It's the broom, the rod.
Okay, they're not the same?
No.
Okay.
And now I'm confused. I'm not really sure. Sorry. But I have my trusty box right here. So let's be sure. God, the witch hasn't come up in one in a while, because I haven't had to. 11 is the witch, which is the whip. It is the whip. Number 10, which is the Psyche. That's right. 10 is the Psyche, and that's the Grim Reaper. So this is the whip.
I guess what this is saying, though, is that as this matter, whatever this is you may be aware of, seems to have brought some consternation or some sadness, maybe the idea that, you can't really affect your plans at this time and Spirit wants you to kind of wait until you know more. What it's saying is that when it comes, the end to what is grieving or bothering you, it will come quickly.
I was just going to say that I almost feel it's talking about the Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
I feel here that it's saying that, even though things are not moving right now, it is going to start, this lack of movement is going to come to an abrupt end. It's going to start moving again. This may only be the energy for the next, I'm going to say more than a month, though, like 2 to 3 months, where, something you were hoping for, it may take time to play out. But once it's done, it really is over, and things will start moving in the right direction again, and you'll be able to move forward with your plans. So Spirit is just saying, hang in there. The cycle will change, and this will come to a quick end, an abrupt end.
All right.
That's what we have for you, Estelle.
And Anthony is up.
Hey, Anthony.
You're welcome, Estelle. Okay. How do you want to do that? Yes or no?
No. 3 cards.
Okay. It's your deck.
Oh. I'm going to move these here for a moment.
Mm-hmm. I hear the biker boy
I do too.
returning to the neighborhood. Motorcycle man, biker boy, leaves early in the morning, wakes us up, comes back later.
And sometimes he's around during the day and goes back and forth a bit.
You can never count on a schedule with that one.
There we go. Finally, some shuffle space. All right, Mr.
Hi,
O.
Divine.
Hey, Divine. Get you on the list.
Any serious relationships starting in the near future?
Don't fall. You're right on the edge here, buddy. You know, you could move over a little bit and give me some space. How about that? No. We have the Page of Wands reversed. We have the King of Swords upright. And we have the Page of Cups upright. 2 pages.
All people.
And kind of, yeah, it's all people, Anthony. That sounds like relationship potential to me. But I will say that things might be a little bit slow for a while. You know, the Page of Wands is here reversed, which could mean, it could even mean that maybe something you were expecting to take off, you know, a relationship you thought would take off, may not. But let's go forward, because I think here, you know, there may be somebody coming into your life. There could be somebody who's more an air sign, somebody who maybe, I don't know, would probably definitely be around your age, I would say. And definitely somebody who maybe could be involved with legal things or government, those kinds of things, possibly education, but I'm thinking more in terms of legal or government work. And here the Page of Cups right after that. And I almost feel like this is possibly the potential beginning of a new romance, perhaps a first date beginning. So though things might go slow for a little bit, a while here, I do think something is coming.
Right. Well, the 2 pages kind of frame that king.
Yeah.
And so pages tend to bring energies, or just sort of, they're not necessarily people, but yet all these could be people. This could just be saying maybe there'll be, you know, a few eggs to crack before the omelet gets made. I don't think it's really that so much. I sort of feel like maybe these 2 are balancing the idea of a potential that, like Banshee says, I feel more like maybe executive, not necessarily like government maybe, but somebody that just runs their own company, or they're involved in the higher rungs of their company, or some sort of enterprise or business. So they could be dynamic in that way too. That's the sword thing happening too. This sort of represents the idea to me that they're a person that maybe you can feel with emotionally because of that cups thing. So you can kind of vibe to them emotionally. Maybe they vibe back to you emotionally. The Page of Wands seems to suggest to me, though, that it might be a little bit of a slow burner in a way that maybe it's just not going to be as soon as you're hoping for in the question, but that something is there in the workings.
Something's coming, and I think this person is very smart. They're very analytical. They're very objective and fair-minded. And I feel here that this could be the start of something, really nice. But like I said, it's not going to happen right away. So it may take, like he said, what did you say? Cracking a few eggs to make
right, I
an
don't really
omelet?
have a sense of time at all, really. I think it could play out within weeks to a couple months. I mean, I sort of feel like it's going to be before the fall really sets in towards winter, so like maybe
So like
October,
October-ish?
November-ish, that Halloween. Hey, Halloween's a good time to
Hey, go to some
a hot
Halloween
date.
parties. I'm feeling October. I am. Sometime like mid to later in the month. So that kind of fits.
Were you channeling that?
Oh, but it's foggy. It's foggy. Let's
Foggy.
take a look here. Look at this, Anthony.
Sir Pumpkinhead representing the idea of a person that you could be meeting.
But it's kind of cloudy. Maybe at first it's not very clear that this person will be the one you will be dating, Maybe there's just some things that are illusory or unclear about how they feel about you. But I think ultimately it's going to work out.
Right. It just may be, any good relationship, serious relationship needs time, of course, and I know you know that. I just sort of feel like the fog goes along with the idea of the Page of Wands, the idea of things just sort of slowly moving. This fog is moving. It's going to be like your own little shocker movie for the season, And when the pumpkin comes off, you'll find that, it's not so scary.
That's what we have for you. Good luck with that.
Good luck.
Haven't even talked about the cards I'm using, have I? So that was the jack-o'-lantern, right? The
Yeah, that was the
jack-o'-lantern
jack-o'-lantern tarot.
And I have used my ghost tarot, and I didn't say. Oh, well. Okay.
You're welcome.
You are welcome, Anthony. Good luck with that.
No anchors today.
No anchors, no ball and chain.
No ball and chain. Right. After you get going, maybe you'll want to ask and see if that ball and chain shows up.
Hey, Kara, you are up. At least I think you are.
I don't remember.
I know, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's Kara. Then, excuse
Yep.
me, Addison, Angel R. And Devon. Excuse me. Sorry about that.
Well, depending, Violet. Message from guides. All right, your deck, Mr. O.
You guys are so funny. Okay, so I'm going to use the Tarot of the Northern Shadows. No, I'm going to use the Uncommon Tarot. For the Uncommon Kara.
Ooh.
That's okay, Violet.
Okay, well, we're about to change our tablecloths, get out a new fall table runner, and prepare for the fall season here.
Right.
I took up a lot of my summery decks and brought down some of my more witchy or spooky stuff. The Edgar Allan Poe Tarot will be coming again soon.
Oh, Banshee does an additional Oracle card on Fridays, but for the month of October, she's turning it over to me, and I'm going to call it Frightening Fridays, and I will be using some of my scarier themed tarot to give an oracle for Fridays that will be in the Halloween spirit.
And this month, I'm really going way out there on Fridays, let me tell you. It's called Far Out Fridays, and I think you'll see why.
And so any of you folks out there, I already asked somebody on Instagram if they know about this. But, you know, like I have a ghost tarot, I have a vampire tarot, I have several vampire tarots, naturally. And I have a zombie tarot or access
And what
to
is
one.
Banshee buying you?
But I want a werewolf tarot. Does anyone know if there's a good werewolf tarot out there? I've looked and I don't think so.
What is Banshee buying you? What's
You're
coming
buying
tomorrow?
me a horror tarot.
A horror tarot. Yet another horror tarot is coming out. Or has already, and Mr. O is getting it. Because goodness knows I have enough decks.
You're making a werewolf tarot? That figures.
Oh, that's awesome, Kara. Mr. O wants in on that.
Yeah, I think I do. All right, what does Kara's guides have to say? The reversed King of Coins is your first card.
I saw you got that witching hour, Kara. I'm glad you like it. It's an awesome deck.
Followed by the reverse Ace of Wands. And another reversal, the reverse King of Swords. So there's like two reverse kings framing a reversed ace.
So it's the King of Wands and the King of Swords?
No, it's the King of Pentacles.
Oh, and the King of Swords.
That's the Ace of Wands in the middle.
Well, all I have to say, Kara, is maybe better watch that money a little bit. You know, the King of Pentacles is here reversed to say, Spirit is saying, hey, you know, time to organize your finances better. Maybe time to organize your material stuff, you know. Get everything in order, tidy up. I think here this is a sign too that, you know, money conditions might tighten up on you. So do be aware of that. It may also indicate that this is not a good time to start anything risky or business oriented. Hold off for a while. It just seems as though the timing for a start of some new enterprise or goal is just not the right time right now. And also, this is the Knight of Swords. It's the Knight.
It is the Knight. I said it was the King.
I know
but
you
it's the
did.
Knight.
So it's the Knight of Swords. And I feel here that, you know, you've got to watch not to move too quickly. This is saying this is a time to maybe slow down more and take stock. Because this Knight, sometimes he's just too aggressive. He wants to push things forward. He wants to move. But I think the signs here with this Ace of Wands and this reverse, not to mention the King, is more of a time to hold back.
I think the Spirit Guide says that there are these challenges coming to you, but this is not the best time for you to address them. Or it may be that Spirit wants you to understand more about certain things in order to affect a better goal here with that, you know, Ace of Wands. Spirit probably feels you're letting that one drag or you've lost your steam with that. You need to, you know, work more on management skills of some sort, perhaps. But also, too, I think it's saying really you need to challenge yourself more to do this project, to get back to whatever that was. So it could be anything. It could just be trying to figure out, you know, where you're going job-wise, or maybe trying to figure out where you're going relationship-wise, or figuring out how to have more cohesion in your home place or in your other spaces. But Spirit says you need to take up that challenge, and part of it will involve better management of resources and stuff.
Oh my goodness, yes, Violet brought up the elephant in the room, the Mercury Retrograde. Of course, this is not a good time to start things new, so this is really more a time where you need to get your plans more in order. Your planning, your strategy, prepare for things, but not really act right now, and especially not act on impulse.
Right, where Mercury retrograde is concerned, usually the focus of the Mercury retrograde allows you to discover or think about what those things are you are meant to be doing, even if it isn't the right time to exactly work on them.
Well, I haven't done that last part you mentioned there, Violet, but I was tidying up stuff today up in the library and down here. So it's partially done. But yes, that's one of my next steps is to start going through everything. Because I want to have some stuff to sell at our table when we go to the public event in
Later this month.
yeah, later this month. So I'm definitely going to be working on that next. All right. Let's see what we have here.
Lenormand.
Yes, tomorrow it starts, Divine.
It's tomorrow. And the outer planets, a number of them, well, there's only 2 or 3 outer planets really of consequence. They're retrograde too.
Well, I'm buying books only on my tablet. So trying not to buy a lot of physical books anymore.
Okay, Kara, you got Sir Pumpkinhead too. And you also got the dagger. I'm thinking of a Jimi Hendrix song.
Well, now what is the dagger, Mr. O?
The cross.
Yee. Cannot fool him. He's getting good. Yes, it's the cross. So, I don't know if this whole thing has to do with anybody else, but, if you're pining away about not having a relationship or something right now, there's some grief, you need to kind of let that go now. It's time to let this person go. I don't want to say this, Kara, because this was a message from Spirit, but, it could also mean somebody that that maybe has passed on or might pass on and, has brought you some sorrow. Remember, this is Halloween season and the veil is thinning now, with fall coming. And so if you've had somebody pass away in the last year that you felt very close to, you might be feeling some of that, in the month ahead. So do something to honor their memory so that, you can feel better about them, their passing and, either give them a gift or offering or a ritual in their honor, something like that.
I think this is really important, but I think spirit guides say, don't forget to carve a pumpkin. Okay. No, it doesn't mean that. But I do think that it means that maybe what Spirit has been saying with the first cards is that it's more important to focus on activities or things that are not necessarily related to a relationship at this time. And maybe if you were moving towards a relationship, maybe that's going to just sort of, be in stasis anyway due to Mercury retrograde or whatever else is going on. I think Spirit really wants you to focus less on that. And that could just be casual relationships, your relationships with your folks or with other people. Whereas this could be saying, there's other things you need to be working on.
You and me both, Divine, but I'm hoping to turn it around this time. I've had it with Mercury retrogrades.
Divine, you're an air sign, right? You're Libra, I think, aren't you? Or I don't remember. But if you are, I think Mercury affects air signs a little bit differently too, stronger in some ways. You're welcome, Kara.
Well, that's what we have for you, Kara. Hey, Addison, you are up.
It's normally about 3 weeks, so it's going to last till pretty much the end of September, and then there may be a couple of weeks where things will kind of
shadow phase
a shadow
after.
phase where things kind of clear up in some respects, or at least you understand
some of it. It's a little wobbly.
You're a water sign. Oops.
Hey, Addison. Aww.
Mercury is retrograde in your... we've known 1 or 2 other people who had Mercury retrograde in their birth chart. And yeah, sometimes when it goes retrograde, it's hard to say exactly what happens.
Oh, we didn't know it was your birthday, Addison. We didn't do a birthday reading for you.
Should we just give him to come back Sunday maybe? Or what?
Well, if you could come back Sunday or maybe even next Thursday, we'll do a birthday reading for you instead of a regular reading. How about that?
That's my sister's birthday, September 6th.
Yeah, his sister's birthday is September 6th.
And a co-worker and some other people. I know I seem to vibrate to people around that date.
So what's your question?
Happy birthday.
What's your question for today?
Yeah, if you come back Sunday, if you're early, we'll put you right at the top.
Yeah, we'll put you right at the top if you come Sunday early. Sunday gets really busy, so the earlier you come to our show, the better. But we'll be happy to do this for you next Thursday night, too. I'll be better prepared. I don't have my reading by me right now, so I wouldn't be able to do it.
Right now, we seem to have a perfect signal. We have no disruptions at all, so it may be on your end, Divine.
Yeah. We've been having so much internet problems, and we should remind you, if we go down, we will come back up again as soon as the internet rights itself.
I have a planet retrograde in my chart. Uranus. Don't laugh.
Okay, Addison, do you have a question? Yep, there it is. Love guidance. Absolutely.
Okay, so it's your deck. All right, thanks, Addison.
We just did a birthday reading last week for Judy Conda.
Judy Conda, that's right. On Sunday's show.
She was so overwhelmed. She's really sweet. She's a sweet
Very
person.
sweet lady. Yeah, I've been feeling it for a couple weeks myself, let me tell you, Divine.
And you just know we've been going through our own stuff already here, so what could Mercury bring?
So, Addison is asking for love guidance from the cards. Let's see what's up.
That's the Golden Girls Tarot I have there. Well, definitely try. The birthday reading's a little longer. It's 5 or 6 cards. We kind of go through it quickly on the show. But it'll tell you a bit more about your year ahead. A little bit from the past and leading into the year ahead. Till your next birthday. Well, here's the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups is upright. Positive sign there. Uh-oh. And it's the devil.
Well, that kind of shows up in some love.
And get
questions.
this. Didn't we have 2 pages earlier?
Yeah, we did. Page of Swords. Okay, so this could be about relationship stuff. Love
Definitely seems like the beginning of something, Addison. Whether it's a relationship or whether it's an obsession or an infatuation, that devil could be indicating that. The Page of Cups could indicate, possibly the beginning of a romance or maybe a first date or something like that. It definitely looks like something is opening up here, and the Page of Swords to me, in this case,
It's graceful.
It's graceful, but it's also communicative. In other words, I think you're going to find somebody, that you maybe are going to start a conversation with that might lead to something more. I don't know why.
This draw, though, is very obsessive kind of draw. The devil sort of has this feeling like it's so alluring. It makes you feel like you want to be bad because it feels so good.
That's a Scorpio talking.
It is.
But it does sound very, very nice. I think there is definitely a potential for something. And like I said, some kind of conversation or maybe some social affair, maybe, where, you might connect with somebody that could lead to something a little bit more.
So it is a highly volatile, attractive situation. There's always a little bit of an undercurrent of really being swept away from it, like losing some sense of your own boundaries and control. That's all that really says there, is that there is this idea that maybe something could be coming your way, and just be careful because it may really sweep you off your feet.
Right, you got to keep your senses and wits about you so that you make good decisions for yourself and not get yourself in too deep into something that may not end up being good for you. But the thing is, with the devil here, surrounded by positive cards, I have a feeling this just means that you are going to indulge and enjoy some pleasures in life. It's very positive. So I would say that this might be good. This energy might be good for the next 3 to 6 weeks, I sense.
Yeah, just up until nearly Halloween time.
So let's see what's cooking here. The Lenormand. All right. Again.
Another repeat.
Have to think of, I really know what this is about. So you have the coffin here, but you also have the clock tower. Now, what could this possibly mean in a romantic reading? I'll tell you. The tower, besides meaning work and employment in a place of business, or could also indicate legal things and government bureaucracy, it can also indicate loneliness and isolation. Guess what? Your loneliness is about to come to an end.
Right, that's right, because the tower isn't exactly like Tarot's tower. It is talking maybe about things that make you feel alone, or maybe things that are connected to institutions. So maybe it's saying too that if you've been in a rut because you've been in one particular mode for looking for dates or looking for relationships, you're going to change that. It's going to end, and maybe you're going to switch up to something that just seems to be a better venue or better opportunities for you to meet people.
Oh, you do have someone in mind, eh? Well, I do think there's potential for something to move. So wishing you luck with that. You'll have to keep us posted.
Yeah, please let us know.
All right. Good luck with that.
And Divine, I'm sorry to hear about your health. We're just recovering ourselves from COVID, so whatever it is, I hope you are feeling better. I hope it is something you can work on your health goals and straighten that out.
Hey, Angel Rivera, you are up. I see you're using the Jack-O-Lantern Tarot this month.
Thank you, Addison.
Oh, thanks, Addison.
It's on your end.
Yeah, we're not buffering here.
Quiet, you'll jinx it.
You don't want to do that. We're so close to the end. Only 3 more readings. Single card in the shadow. Absolutely.
All right. So I'm going to go back to the Tarot of the Northern Shadows.
I'm still looking for my
shadows.
Dancing in the Dark Tarot. I don't know where it flew the coop. I gotta find it.
Dancing in the Dark Tarot. I like that.
Yeah, I wanted to bring that out for this early fall, but I can't find it. So I'll have to keep looking.
And our list is closed, unless, of course, a certain person
Unless, of course, we break the rules again.
She made me.
Okay, single card in shadow.
And it's the Tarot of the Northern Shadows, so the shadow card is definitely there.
But Shadow the Cat is not.
No rule breaking.
Hey. You know I'm a softie. Sometimes.
The Violator is ruling with an iron fist. Oh, wait, no, it's Moderator.
The Violator.
Oh
my gosh.
You're
You
going
know
to be
what?
sorry for that one.
That might be a good name for a wrestler. I don't know.
Violator. And now he's got you pinned down. And oh my God, what's that?
Mr. O. All right. Sometimes there's just no stopping the Scorpio.
Never. Okay, Angel, top card. And it's the reverse Ten of Cups.
Oh, boo.
Boo indeed. So the Ten of Cups seems to indicate maybe, there's a little bit of unhappiness in a group dynamic. It could be the family. It could be, team workers. It could be saying, too, that something that felt really pleasurable, really, it's changing now. It did seem to bring happiness, or it was in that state of happiness, and maybe things are just disrupted, so maybe it's just for now.
Uh-huh. Well...
Oh, yes.
I think here, yeah, he's kind of pegged it there. It's about trouble in the family, trouble in the tribe, trouble in, the workplace. And when I say that, I'm speaking in terms of maybe some emotions getting a little bit out of hand, little bit of drama, somebody not liking something going down and letting everybody know about it pretty much. And so I feel here that this might be transitory. Let's see what the shadow brings.
The shadow has another cup card. It's the Eight of Cups.
Wow.
And so it could be saying this is a situation where you will have to leave some of this behind, or an aspect of this behind. I don't feel that like this is saying leaving the family, leaving the team. But this may be saying that there's a mental or emotional break with them. Like maybe, depending on where this hurts the most, you may have to just sort of kind of create a little bit of, a structure around your heart and just pursue the things that will not keep you in that unhappy situation, or will somehow, retard that unhappy situation.
Yeah, Zoom comes in handy sometimes, doesn't it? So what I think here is that I don't know if this is like somebody having to move or leave something, but what I do think this is that maybe you have to be the one to seek the higher perspective here. Be the higher person, be the bigger person in the room, be the person who can help people see things above the level of argumentative discourse,
I think it's important to note, too, that there's a lion in the picture, which is not traditional. And, of course, when we see the lion, we think of the strength card. And, of course, the message of the strength card is that sometimes it's better to apply the strength of our heart to situations. So if this happens, that you have to really find a way to seek that higher ground, you do it in a way that sort of suggests a level of humility. You're not doing this for everybody to say, oh, look at Angel, he's doing the right thing. You're just hoping that they do see that and realize that, but it's not about scoring those points for you.
This could also mean to me, too, that I think ultimately, people with the higher purpose or the higher mindset will prevail if it's about the argument, that you witnessed in faculty here. But the thing is that, it's possible that somebody might leave something behind. So in other words, maybe, if something is causing people so much strife, it's better to let it go and move on to something that everybody can agree upon would be better for all. So, there's a little bit of wiggle room here with these two cards, I think. But it's very positive, I feel, to get the Eight of Cups after the 10.
I think so, too, and I really like that white line there. Kimba.
I like that you can do that. That's really nice that they allow people to come in through Zoom. Yeah. And as long as they do it, yeah, absolutely. Take advantage of it.
All right, so here's the Lenormand. That's the garden, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
There's a garden, the fountain.
There's a snake in the garden.
There's a snake in the garden. There's a vampire in the fountain. I don't know how he can cross the running water, but he seems to have done it.
So there's some snaky, suspicious, or deceptive behavior. People acting out a little bit in the social sphere. So this could very well be about what you just went through today. Or, expect something like this to occur, within the week. I sometimes feel like the cards do this sometimes, Angel. They just glom onto something that has just happened and you've just experienced.
So I wonder if this is a relationship to that, because it just sort of seems like maybe what you're talking about too, with the various, different personalities and their sensitivities in that situation.
But if it's not, and if it's up and coming, be aware that somebody out there is not being totally upfront with their motives and why they're pushing the envelope they're pushing, or why they're trying to do what they're doing. Something is not right. And I really do think this is probably more, if it's not like in your social media, your friends, your, that kind of thing, then it's definitely a workplace thing. It looks to me like it's probably the workplace. Yeah. So good luck with that, Angel.
All right, Angel.
Divine you. What can we do for you?
What are the good things coming to you in the Mercury retrograde?
Okay. That's a positive attitude, Divine.
There you go, right.
Let's see what I got here. I don't think I've used this one. And there he goes.
Harry boy.
Get over there. That's right. See, now you're stuck there because you moved and I get to shuffle here.
The fur is flying.
Yes, it is. I say, look at that. It's
He sheds the most in a dry kind of way, and boy, does it really irritate.
Well, we got Sassy brushed the other day, but we didn't take care of him.
Sassy should be brushed every day, but it's so tiring. Yes, you are.
All right.
You haven't failed in life.
He has gone to the food dish. Feeling rejected here, he moves on to food.
Life is always about a series of, challenges, and sometimes, we achieve it, the challenges end for a while, but sometimes our nature is to find other challenges, even if we don't think we are looking for them. Maybe spirit or something wants us to challenge ourselves. So it's really not about failure. It's just finding new opportunities to keep moving ahead.
I'm going to move that. Oh, not here, though. All right. Okay, we have the Queen of Cups reversed. But then we have the Knight of Swords upright. Ooh, and unlike Angel Rivera, we have the Ten of Cups upright for you. It's upright. That's really awesome.
I love that. I love that.
Well, so looking at this here, and as a matter of fact, your Horror Tarot has got the same artwork by Abigail Larson. So it's going to have a similar feel to it, but it'll be nice. All right, so the Queen of Cups reversed indicates, Divine, that, you may find yourself a little on edge, a little bit emotionally taxed during this Mercury retrograde, feeling a little bit of emotional unbalance, but then that's the Knight, right? Did I say? Yeah, the Knight of Swords is here to say you probably will be able to move past that fairly quickly. And maybe, I don't know, it could be, maybe a situation at work, or it could be a situation with your family, and I'm thinking maybe your children. I'm not sure, but something here, and it seems more of a family nature to me, is going to bring you great joy. I feel here that whatever imbalance that you're experiencing, like right now at the beginning of this kind of turbulent retrograde, it's going to start to shift. It's going to start to shift, and by the end of the retrograde, there's going to just be a lot more happiness, a lighter spirit about you.
Well, it almost feels like maybe one of the focuses during this retrograde, and whether it's shared by you and others in the family, is, of course, this idea of the emotional upset that's going on perhaps for some time now, and the feeling that maybe some people don't really understand each other. Even siblings or children or parents aren't understanding each other, are possibly thinking or feeling worse things about them, which they should not be. This Knight of Swords says that during this retrograde, you're probably going to be the person with the driving edge to really try to bring that clarity back. Swords are about the mental thing, whereas cups were about the emotional thing. So you're going to be trying to bring some sort of mental clarity or a sense of order to the tumultuous family. And I think you bring success. That's what happens to you. The retrograde brings success because you're able to make your point during this time. And maybe it's just the combination of other things going on, or everybody involves also their sun signs and how Mercury retrograde or those other planets are affecting it. But I feel like you're the one who really will have the drive to bring something back to the family, an understanding of emotional happiness. This isn't necessarily about everybody saying, big kumbaya, we all love each other, but maybe this is saying really figuring out where the emotional geography of you all is the strongest.
Well, and if it's not about family, it doesn't have to be. The 10 is just about really great joy. And I almost feel like it's like turning full circle here, Divine, that there's this emotional upset or imbalance. The Knight, of course, can bring clarity. The Knight can also be swift moving, which means that you're going to be moving swiftly from one phase into a more joyful state of mind. This is and 10s are about completion too. So it might be something that you do or complete or finish will bring you joy. It's possible, like I said, it could be family. Let's look at the Lenormand and see if it gives us more.
No, these cards didn't talk specifically about the material issues of the family, but of course we know this would be present in any family, or certainly in yours. So I do feel it's still what's saying is that your drive or your need to bring clarity maybe will help people understand what they do need to do with these assets, these arrangements, in order to have peace and stability. And like I said, maybe everybody doesn't love each other, but everybody understands where the boundaries of the family's love hangs for each of you. I want to believe that for you, Divine.
He's going to jump or come through. Why are you doing that again, Sonny? Get back over here. Come on. No.
Good. I'm glad if there is progress.
Got great news for you, actually, Divine, with the Lenormand.
The pumpkin. And the fountain. So the fountain is the garden, right? What's the pumpkin?
Number 2.
The sun?
The clover.
The clover. It's luck. So
there is going to be luck in some social endeavors. And again, this could be family, a family gathering of some sort, or even if it's just, like a phone call. But there's something to do with some social thing that's going to bring you good luck. And I feel it's connected to family. Whatever it is, it's going to make you very happy.
Well, I think it's connected to the idea of you seeking or helping provide the clarity or being, firm about finding this direction that can resolve the family's ills, and that maybe that's the luck that's needed, is because you're the one who's really going to be bringing the clear thinking here.
This is a card of great luck or timing. It's almost as if things start happening that seem very fortuitous. And this is really funny because this kind of flies in the face of Mercury retrograde in a way. Maybe you are going to have a more fortuitous Mercury retrograde this time.
We hope so.
Because luck seems to be with you and on your side in timing. So I think this looks very positive overall, Divine. You should be happy about that. So good luck with that.
Good luck, Divine. Sure hope so. Keep us in touch.
All right. And hey, that means it's Violet Lotus's turn.
And she wants the Shaman's...
I know.
Wish Oracle.
Shaman's Dream.
Dream Oracle.
Top and bottom.
All right. Thank you, Divine. That's good. And it's kind of funny because sometimes that happens. We had this one friend, she had Mercury retrograde in her chart, and she always felt that when Mercury went retrograde, it felt normal to her on some respects because that's the sign she was born with. And so she didn't understand what we were talking about. It was kind of interesting. She was a Leo too, so I don't know if that had anything to do with it.
Oh, you're very welcome, Divine.
You are so welcome, Divine.
Love to you. All right, I'm going to have you shuffle and cut. And you'll do the Lenormand this time, Mr. O. When we're done. Go. I was going to bring down the other deck, which I forget the name of it. Is it Mystical Shaman? I'm not sure where it is right now. I have to find it.
You're welcome, Divine. And thank you, everybody. It's been a wonderful night. We feel better, and everything seems to have worked out in a good timing. I'm so glad we're not going into overtime today. Nothing personal, but even though I feel so much better today, I'm a little tired.
You shouldn't have said that. Somebody could pop in right now. Do not jinx.
No.
Well, I know you like sharks, Violet, but how do you feel about
Whale Song? Resonating. Ooh.
I like it. Whale Song. Remembering, harmonizing, resonating. There are moments in life when you have a sense of deja vu, that you've visited this place, these feelings, this person before, and you know that a new opportunity to dance has come round again. Yet there is a haunting quality to this, a melancholy, as life's mysterious fragility is also underlined. Like a whale song that pleads for its simple notes to be matched by another, you have a short time to capture this essence and let it resonate in a way that is potentially transformative, but only if you don't turn away. Sometimes you may forget the moments of your humanity, your truest desires, because you've become so earthbound in calculating, striving, and doing. Excuse me. You're so overstimulated by the chase and what you're exposed to that you forget your heart. Now it's time to jump in the water and play, and be reminded of your creative self, your collaborative impulse to sing along, seeking harmony, beauty, purpose, and meaning. At this moment, that is your exact invitation. You will achieve more than the plans you set in motion if you use this opportunity to explore, be curious, and take a much-needed break from what your mind thinks it needs to accomplish. Your heart is calling. Answer it. I think on some level, This is talking about trying to be less about worried about the doing and the chase, the goal, and just to explore and have more fun, with some aspect of your life. If it's the work that you do, whatever the case may be here. It's also striking to me this deja vu that they talk about in the beginning here. Do you feel like there's something repeating in your life, or some recurrent theme that you're resonating to right now? I mean, that's possibly what I see this talking about as well. We'll give Mr. O a moment to catch himself. I'm going to take a peek at the bottom card. I'll tell him to get a cough drop on the way back. And he should get me one too. Suddenly I'm losing my voice. So we have a couple of COVID issues still. Bring me one too, Mr. O.
I think I actually just choked on my fluid.
Oh, okay. Well, mine is definitely probably my COVID stuff still, but
Sonny's hair is
just
still
residual effects. And if it's the only after effect I have, I feel pretty good about that. Well, I just wanted to know if you had anything else to say about this card, so when you can. No?
No.
Okay. I'm going to move on to stars.
That's a whale of a card.
What?
That's a whale of a card.
He says it's a whale of a card. All right.
He blows his nose. Excuse me.
Stars in the sky. Limitless possibility. I love it. It's interesting you have 51 and 61. When you look up into the velvety dark blanket of the night sky covering the vast expanse of space, can you count all the stars twinkling above? Can you imagine that you are only glimpsing a teeny sliver of what is actually there? This is a domain of limitless possibility, of the never-ending sea of potential that you yourself are made of and have now at your disposal. Your life right now is alive with possibility and needs your clear focus to hone in on what avenue of exploration most calls to you. It's time to choose and not be distracted by the sheer magnitude of what may be. Which is real ironic. I almost think this is kind of the opposite of the other card a little bit. But let's think about it here. It's telling you to be here now. Gather your thoughts and your most cherished dreams. Focus on the brightest star in your never-ending sky and take small steps, small movements towards calling this glittering potential into reality. If you can imagine this and hold that vision, you will summon all the celestial helpers and guides to aid you in bringing it into fruition. Keep your focus on the essence of potential rather than the form of it. The universe has its own ideas how best to serve you and all of us at the same time. Trust this as fact rather than theory, and you ought not act surprised when your dreams come true, for they surely will, exactly how you need them to. Well, I'm almost thinking here, because the other one almost acted like, don't be so focused on the doing, and you have to set to focus on one thing. And so what I'm thinking here is maybe it's a combination of the two, that you should be focusing on, looking at your limitless possibilities and focusing on that one thing that really speaks and calls to you, but play with it. Don't be so serious in your approach to it. Let it enchant you, with awe and wonder. Play with it rather than be serious with the doing.
Some of this reminded me of that old exercise we used to do, the soft eyes, hard eyes, and we used that as a visualization when we were doing the shamanic mask making.
Okay,
where you just sort of focus intensely on yourself and see every detail, and then you lose that focus and you let everything just kind of blur out a little bit, so you just feel the more general abstract qualities that are just the strongest. So it's a way of saying like microcosm, macrocosm, being there and being there.
Do the Lenormand on that. Let's see what
Indeed.
we get. Well, I think you're going to like this deck. If you're purchasing it, you will like it. Guaranteed.
So first we had the fog, but then it was followed by the poison ring or the ring.
Well, what it's saying to me is you might struggle a little bit in finding that, being able to commit to one thing because you're just confused. You're confused as to what you should really be applying yourself to at this time. The clouds will probably clear though because I know in this particular deck it's not that clear, but usually the light side of the clouds are on this side. So I think that some of the confusion is going to ease up and you'll eventually be able to find that focus and commit to it. Because the ring is all about commitment.
These cards kind of echo what I said a minute ago about extreme focus and then extreme blurring
true.
out.
That's
This
true.
is the focus and then this
He
is...
caused this to happen.
So I caused that to happen. But it's meant to happen for a reason because, of course, it's saying that even though that seems to be a contrast, that is the exercise to use, the idea of being able to focus intensely and then unfocus intensely too. And so you can see through your difficulties, but you could also see where the areas that you truly do need to focus intensely on could be.
That's what we have for you, Violet Lotus.
All right.
And look at that. It's 8:56.
Look at that indeed.
We're right on time today. Woohoo!
No overtime today. Yay!
It does sound like it, Violet. Sounds very promising indeed. I love these cards,
Good
so
for you.
they're very nice. Well, hey, everybody. Want to thank you all for joining us today. It's been fun. And a nice loosey-goosey Thursday night here, which we appreciate since we're just getting back to normal again. But stay tuned and come back for happy hour on Saturday, where you're guaranteed to get a positive message from Spirit to help guide you in the week ahead and to help motivate and inspire you. So do join us. Yeah, I know, Angel. Isn't that a shock? I'm not used to that. Should I kill like 10 minutes with something? I don't know.
Let's write this down in the date book.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Let's do a final parting wheel reading for everybody. Let's see what we get here. Whoops. Gonna break my wheel. Or break my nail. Oh, it's the devil.
Go forth and be horned.
So really, indulge a little bit in life's pleasures. Don't, we can't always be angels. Sometimes we need to have that little bit of dark fun, And this is the season for it, too, for some tricks and treats.
So remember, when we're back for happy hour, we'll be sitting over there in our relaxing couch area.
That's right.
And we have a different view in mind, so it should be pretty cool. Looking forward to seeing everybody. Thanks again, moderator Violet. You are a lotus of fun.
A lotus of fun. All right. Hey, everybody. Thanks a lot. And we hope to see you Saturday, and if not, at our live show on Sunday. Take care. Stay safe out there in this crazy world, and we will see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.